Okay. So, yeah, where we left off, this wretched thing here was moving towards you, and you were trying your best to kind of crank the pulley system. So, Doug and Seth were both on the pulley system, right?
Correct.
Okie dokie. Well, because it's probably going to be relevant, let's go ahead and get all of you to give me your initiative rolls first. Because, you know.
It was on the 20 and then rolled off.
It was so close.
I'm not on the screen, Gordon. I don't think.
Hold on. Sorry, I need to put you all on here.
It.
I apologize. Hold on.
You just have to click your guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Let's roll that initiative. Ooh.
Thank goodness.
Right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
Doing okay.
All right.
And trip.
All right.
I said now, ladies. Right? Is that where you were going?
Yeah.
That's it. All right, let's GM roll this thing.
Yes.
Natural 20.
Oh, Popeye. Yes.
Okay. Octavius, what do you wish to do as this thing advances? Kind of like slides through the water and then pulls itself up on the dais and is kind of like sliding and slurping its way across the dais towards you.
Yeah, well, I just spent the last while being terrified, and I don't like that my family saw that. So I think he'd want to redeem himself in the eyes and show, how tough he is.
Okay.
So I think he would kind of run to the front of it here and cut it off, especially if he thinks that the family is going to be able to pull that thing up. He's going to stand up there and try to buy him some time.
All right. Now, I believe you... Let's see. Yes, you did your Crimson Rite.
I did. So it is still active, as I've not taken a short rest.
Correct. So we don't want to forget that you have that.
Nope, I got it marked on my little sheet.
Which basically allows you to do a little extra damage.
Yeah, and I am going to do the first, thing for my character, which I'm very excited about.
First time you really get to showcase it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, what you gonna do?
Being now that I've done a few, incantations from the last episode, I'm feeling spooky, I'm feeling connected. I feel like I just want a little bit more, right? I just have that little urge. So he's going to think back about one of the books that he read and remembered a pretty simple incantation, and he's going to whisper it under his breath as he whips out his rapier and slides it through his closed hand.
Okay.
Which is going to draw some blood from it.
Okie dokie.
And that is going to invoke my Blood Maledict.
Okay, you can invoke a Blood Maledict curse a number of times per short rest based on your level. So you can do it one more time if you need to.
Yep.
Before it attacks the target, you can choose to amplify the curse. An amplified curse gains an additional effect. Notes in the curse description. Amplifying a curse causes you to take 1d4 points of necrotic damage. You already took some.
Yep, I did.
Creatures that don't have blood in their bodies are immune to blood curse unless the curse has been amplified. Okay.
Which means I'm going to amplify it because this thing has no blood in its body. And there is my blood curse that I have chosen for my character, the Blood Curse of Exposure.
Okay. When a creature you see within 30 feet of you takes damage from an attack or spell, you can use a reaction to remove any damage resistances dealt by the triggered attack spell, including the triggered effect. This lasts until the end of the target's next turn.
Like that.
The target loses any damage immunities dealt by the triggered attack or spell instead, but has resistances to those damage types until the end of its next turn. Okay. That's convoluted.
Yeah, it's just saying normally it would just give it the damage resistance would be gone away, but because I'm amplifying it, if it has any immunity damages, those immunities become resistances. Does that make sense? Like everything moves down a notch.
Right.
Resistances become normal, and immunities become resistances of the next attack that it takes.
That's
type
it.
of damage.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I had to read that a few times too to be like, what?
So-
I did my homework, so I
Yeah.
understand my character. So I got to roll 1d4 necrotic damage.
So you take a mere
Hey!
point. That's not too bad. Okay.
And then because all of that is essentially a free action. The Blood Maledict is no action.
Right. Yep.
So I am then going to take a swipe at this thing.
Alrighty. Rapier away.
Rapier away.
I love this little guy.
Isn't he just fun?
Yeah,
He's got lots
Did
of
it go?
stuff going on.
he's a little angry.
Oh, I'm lucky. I'm lucky.
Oh!
I'm lucky. I can reroll a 1.
You can re-roll. You can attempt that if you wish.
I like
Yeah.
the last
Oh,
2 campaigns.
I do
you
wish.
haven't do anything, and now you're like,
Are
I
you
do
sure?
everything.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Hey.
There we go.
Alrighty. You will hit it, and you'll hit it for more. 13.
Nice.
So 13 points of damage. Now,
That is piercing damage.
yep, it is not immune to that or anything, so it will take that damage.
Cool. And
Okay.
then there's one more D4 for my
And you add
Crimson
extra
Right.
3 points from the Crimson Right. So,
yes.
okay.
16 out the gate.
That's a good
Out the
start.
gate.
All right, Trip,
So-
what do you have?
Yes.
What do you have for us, Trip? You're up.
Oh, it's my turn. Yes. So I'm just going to tell him, you're kind of like the sad sudden heap that needs constant affirmations, don't you? As I gesture to the crowd, and I'm gonna drop a little bit of magic into that insult, and hopefully save the life of the tiny man.
Okay.
The big strong boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
All right. Vicious mockery! Okay, I'll go ahead and give this thing a save.
And I don't know if I could use my inspiration on that. I don't know how that would work. As a
I would
target.
give, if you want to use it on, so it really depends. If you want to use it on this, I would say that if it saves, it will, or you could make it save with disadvantage. Or you could, I mean, there really isn't anything, because if it doesn't save, about the only thing you could do is roll the damage again, and what's the point of that, right?
Right.
So it's up to you.
Gotta deal that extra point of damage, man.
Yep. So, you know, it's not a great,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to
It's not good
inspire
inspiration
vicious mockery,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. I'll hold off on that.
Okay, alrighty. DC 14 wisdom save for this thing, and it has a straight roll. So it will fail, giving it 3 points
Nice.
of psychic damage. And, basically, disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its turn. Seth Mildwood. So do you and Doug want to continue to try to crank this thing, or do you want to help the kids?
Well, it's just Octavius, so I'm gonna keep cranking.
Okay. So just to make sure you have a good clarification,
Sure.
you maybe raised it about half a foot so far. It's kind of not. It's going up pretty slowly. So
and by my estimation, it'll take a couple rounds to crank it enough for people to pass under it. Or
the smaller kids can probably get under it in 2 rounds. You guys probably would need 3 or 4. The problem is, like, it's hard to keep held, and it doesn't stay there.
right.
So
if I let
somebody
go,
is going to
crash
have a
down.
hard time getting out. Unless Uncle Seth sacrifices himself and stays behind.
I think,
Which I'm not suggesting you should do that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I want Octavius to actually die, but I'm kind of preoccupied with the cranking. So I think for
I'd
this
hope you
round,
don't want him to die. I mean, you know, being that he's your nephew and all.
It's never been nice to me. No. For this, I think I'm too preoccupied with trying to lift it to save people. So I would continue cranking for this round
Okay.
as I gauge to see what happens. I also can't be in the front line for this fight because I'm hurt and weak. So
Bah, you've got tons of potions, you weasels.
I'm scared.
Okay. So you and well, I mean, that's the thing is both of you have to do it, right?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna do it. Doug obviously can abandon me, but
Yeah, if Doug abandons you, then basically you can't do it by yourself.
sure.
Because
Okay.
you needed Doug's assistance. But that's cool. All right, so that's what you're doing. So it is its turn. And yes, it will have initially drawn attention to the little dude in the front.
Are you sure?
Oh, sweet
Did it
baby
see me?
boy.
Oh, sweet baby boy.
It might not have seen me. I'm small.
It doesn't really have eyes as such. It just seems to like know.
What if I did that too? What if I did it too? It was like, oh, it's a baby me, I guess.
Maybe that would work. Maybe that would work.
Okay.
You'll have to try it next turn and see.
Okay.
Okay. Right. It is doing this with disadvantage.
Yes.
So, I need to write down what the disadvantage thingy is. Oh, actually, you know what? If I do it if I use the damn dice macro, do they have it in here? They don't. Ah, okay. Well, I'm going to roll it twice then. So if this hits, I'll roll it again.
Okay. It does not.
Okie dokie. Right, a huge tentacle goes and splashes down into the water next to you, but you stealthily are able to move to the side. Okay, Douglas, are you rushing to the aid of your son, or are you going to keep cranking?
Okay, so I want to ask something about the environment first to make that decision.
Okay.
Since we spent some time in here kind of exploring beforehand, would I know if there's any furniture or large boulders or anything that I could drag over to the opening that we are doing at this moment? Because that altar up there, is that movable or is that built in?
It is made of stone, but
Yes.
you don't really know because no one's tried to move it, and I don't think anybody really tried to search the altar. So maybe it is.
Okay.
It would be damn heavy if it is.
What about the pit over there? Because I know that I think Trip and somebody else kind of investigated that.
Yeah, I looked into it.
It was mostly kind of like decayed refuse and stuff. Nothing particularly solid.
Okay. In that case, then I'm going to yell as I'm pushing, like, or am I pulling or pushing? It's very important.
Y'all are like pulling because you're
Okay.
like trying to crank it round.
Zed! I don't think we can do this. I think we gotta kill that thing. You gotta let go, bud.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We can do
Okay,
that.
we gotta help the kids. Let's do this. And I'm going to drop it.
Okay, so it will go as the portcullis will crash back down.
And I'm gonna spin around.
Okay.
And
I will say that. I mean, the conversation pretty much you can have. It doesn't take an action. And assuming you let go pretty much right at the start of your round, I'd say you've still got your full action at this point.
Okay. All right, and then in that case, I am going to pop.
Worst case scenario, use a tiny bit of your movement, but you know what? Doesn't matter because you've got plenty of movement if you want to go over there.
Yeah, and I'm not really moving. I'm going to stay right where I'm at. I'm just going to cast. I'm going to pop a Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay. Give you an extra D6 points of damage.
Yes, and then I'm going to fire away.
Alrighty. Your arrow kind of like it clips it, but it kind of like ricochets off of the top of it, where it's kind of like you see some bone and some callus there, and it kind of like ricochets up and hits the ceiling. Very close, but not quite. Gemma.
Hey, I see my brothers have been very brave and have started fighting this thing. So I take the opportunity to maybe get on the second step here to get a really nice view of it. And I raise my hands up and I yell towards the creature and I cast a magic missile with the bardic inspiration I've also gotten as well. Okay.
let's see. What was the bardic inspiration for?
1d6.
Let's see.
I don't think you need it. It auto hits.
Yeah.
And you can't use it for damage.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was for
No,
damage.
because that was the thing that you talked about with Tasha's Cauldron. The new rule written in there was so that spellcasters can use inspiration. We had talked about how magical inspiration allows for it
we
to be
did,
used
didn't
as
we?
damage instead. Yeah.
We did.
Oh, that's cool.
We did have
Great.
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Tasha's Cauldron.
it is an optional rule, but we did decide that we would allow it because, especially at low level, bards can do so little.
Ooh, you rolled a 6?
It
Nice.
makes them useful. Okay, so
max damage
so
on
that
it.
does 19 points of magical damage. My math is right. Yeah,
Pretty good,
is.
Ghost Jane.
Okay.
Back
Octavius.
up, Octavius!
He's not gonna. He's brave.
I know, but I'll say it anyway.
I'm a brave boy. I'm a big brave boy. You watch this.
What you doing, Octi?
I'm gonna swipe at it again.
Okay. Have at it.
He's feeling good at this point. He's like, I got everything working. It missed me. This thing's not gonna do anything. Like, this is easy stuff.
Oh, you can reroll a one.
I can
my
reroll one.
You're getting advantage by accident?
Yeah,
I'm
if
so
you're-
happy.
If you're good,
Oh, are you serious?
Can you reroll another one?
No.
No, it can only do it
you
once.
can only do it once.
Yeah.
That's horrible,
That's
dude. That's
insane.
horrible.
What is going on?
That's so
Change the
horrible.
color. You
He hasn't changed the color yet. I don't
Two
know.
Those
ones
dice
in
are
a
bad
row.
for you.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Well,
Dark gray.
yeah.
I miss. Okay.
Slightly darker.
One.
Yikes.
I'm afraid the one counts.
Yes, it does
This time.
indeed.
Alrighty. Trip.
Seeing how that went, I'm gonna have to buy him probably a little more time. So I'm gonna switch things up. I'm gonna insult him in Draconic. I'm just gonna be like Nergat Yas Fasti and
Didn't
he's
understand
gonna
you.
do the
Sorry.
same thing.
Um,
He doesn't need to understand.
I
as
know,
long
I'm
as
just
the
messing.
sound hits him.
yeah,
As
that's
long as
right.
the sound
That's
hits
right.
him.
He can
long
tell.
as-
He can tell what it means.
He knows what it
Yeah,
means.
when
He
you
knows.
say
He's just like I
It was
know
this
I'm.
because you finished it with that, right?
I know.
So,
I'm
okay,
shit.
go for
you
it.
don't have to call me that. I'm made of it. Come on, man. That's culturally insensitive. And hopefully, this continues to be helpful. I don't know. It seems to help whenever I do this.
Alrighty, and it is going to fail.
Yay!
So 3 points of damage.
Yeah, it's
And-
the three. The three helps.
All helps.
It does.
War of attrition, baby. Okay,
Yeah,
Seth.
you guys are hitting like 20 at a time, though.
what you want to do?
Unless I roll a 1 twice.
I'm going to play the dumb hero who's probably going to die because I'm almost front loading, even though Octavius did handle it already. I'm going to use my movement action to get over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to punch it with my fisticuffs and utilize my last Moxie point to use basically a flurry of blows. So I can attack it twice instead of once as a bonus.
Yep.
So 3 fisticuffs coming this way.
Punch my punch.
And,
Hit for 8. Missed. And missed.
oh,
But you did 8. It was a good solid.
Yay.
It was a good solid punch, but it's kind of hard to punch a very slimy, writhing mass. So hey.
Makes sense.
Alrighty. So. Now there are 2 opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see who I'm rolling for first, because it does actually matter. 1 or 2, Seth. 3 or 4 is Octavius. This is who I'm rolling for first, because it's going to attack you both. Okay. So Seth,
No, if it's a hit, I see. Yeah.
because if it hits, it's its first attack. Therefore, it has
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Right.
Will that hit you?
That is an exact hit.
Then we'll roll it again.
No. Oh no. Ugh.
And it still hit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey.
You tried.
It did its
It's all
job. It
good.
did its job.
Dang, if it was me first, damn.
Yeah, I would admit. Yeah.
I should have used the other insult. It was better.
Save it for next time.
You got to insult it stronger.
Save it for next time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, Sethwood.
Yeah.
10 points of
Oh,
damage.
he's still up. He's not looking good, but he's still up. Okay.
Alrighty. And then it attempts, like, this huge big tube, like, goes kind of like, trying to explain, kind of like the rear end of, if you remember the alien queen had that big long tube that laid the eggs, right? Imagine that, but for a mouth. And it tries to go over top of the little dude.
Imagine a butt, but for a mouth.
I don't like where this is going.
Okay. Well, the good news is it's not as accurate with this as it is with its tentacles, so it's harder to hit. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, there it is.
So this happens. Let me see. Here we go. We've got a Jane painted miniature here that I'll use as an example. So basically, it goes, and he's not there anymore. It just swallowed him whole.
Oh.
Now,
Octavius?
yeah, Octavius has been swallowed.
Oh god.
Was it Octavius or?
The little dude.
Okay. Well, that's awful.
Hey, it's alright. So what you guys, you'll see like a bump, like an Octavius-shaped bump
Oh my goodness.
slide through through the giant intestine into the blob. I'll tell you what happens to you in just a second, Octavius. Okay. Dougie, you're up. It just swallowed your kid.
Oh boy. Okay. Like, my boy, no! And I'm gonna shoot again.
Okay.
I think. Oh boy.
You're obviously trying to make
Yeah,
sure you don't hit your boy and.
I'm trying to aim like on the edges of him somehow.
Okay, Gemma.
Oh, shoot.
You didn't need that. He was only a stepbrother anyway. You hadn't had him that long. You couldn't have been that attached.
I'm gonna come down to here, but as I do that, I'm pulling out my crossbow, and I go, Octavius, get out of there! As, I yell towards it. Use
More
your
angry at him for getting eaten.
yeah.
than for
That's
eating
what I
him.
seem like.
Damn you, Octavius! Damn you!
And I attack.
Okay, you
Holy
plug it with your crossbow for 11.
Nice.
That is a shot.
Nice shot. Okay, you guys are definitely hurting this thing, but it's kind of hard. I mean, you're seeing blood and ichor and goo dripping from where you hit it. It's just kind of hard to know what the anatomical makeup of this thing is and how it's being really affected. Okay, Octavius. Now, you are inside the creature. Give me a perception check, please.
Ooh, perception. Oh, I'm so bad at perception. Okay, skills, perception. Okay.
Okay. And I need you to give me a con save.
Okay. If it is like for poison, I have advantage on it
It is.
for being a stout halfling. If not, it's fine. I just want to call
it
it
is
out.
not poison.
It is not. Okay, no problem.
The DC is 14.
Nope.
Okay.
Change dice again.
Then basically
I did.
the stomach muscles
Marker.
start to kind of like constrict,
Okay.
and you will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage this turn.
Okay.
Now, the good news is it can only basically eat one of you at a time. But there is something that you will notice, whether you roll it with a perception or not. further back down in this thing's gut,
Oh my god.
you can see a small humanoid form writhing. It's kind of hard to see. It's squinty, but there's like something in this thing.
Okay.
You'd have to kind of like crawl your way down it a little bit to get to it. So,
Ooh.
anyway, that's pretty much. So, about the only thing you can do if you fail your Constitution roll is to stay put or try to crawl down to whatever it is.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do?
You know what? That sounds interesting. I'm trying to see what's down there.
Okay, you slide through the stomach lining of this thing. There is a little baby. And there are like veins and things and tubes all plugged into this little child that is feeding and basically...
Oh my god.
Walter... Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he undead? You can't really tell, but he is intact. There is an actual baby there with all this stuff coming out of it. And it seems to basically somehow be what is causing this thing to function.
Okay.
Okay. Now, of course, everybody else is oblivious to that knowledge, except for boy in stomach. So, Trip, what do you want to do?
Well, I was going to tell this thing that I've changed that kid's diapers and they were scarier than you, but now he's eating the kid. I'm not so sure on that one.
He hasn't watched in days.
I'm gonna foolhardily run forward and attack with my rapier. I don't like that it just ate my brother.
Okay. No!
And I'm a swing. Half an attack roll.
Okay,
Please
you
do
charge up and lunge forward,
That's a good one.
piercing it for 10 points of damage. Good
Great
shot.
one.
Yeah, worked out. I should be more aggressive.
Okay. Seth.
Gonna do the only thing I can do and try to punch my way into the stomach to save Octavius from the side.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
my
a
God.
that's a not hit,
Yeah, and then my bonus attack.
and that's a not hit.
Jesus.
Thanks.
Okay. It is the thing. Right, it is going to lash out with a tentacle. 1 or a 2, its target is Seth. 3 or a 4, its target is Trip. Trip, you win the prize.
Yeah, I get to trade blows with this thing. I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Yeah, for 7 points
okay.
of bludgeoning damage from the huge, heavy weight of the writhing tentacle. Okay, Dougie.
Okay, I'm getting real upset.
Dougie
so
Doug.
I'm,
That's his rapper name.
I'm gonna. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna kind of move over this way, so I can see if I could see the shape of my son inside of him.
Not really. I mean, there's a
No?
very big blob in the middle, and he's in the blob.
Okay, I'm going to fire again at this side, hoping not to pierce my boy. Oh,
Oh my!
I'm not lucky.
Oh,
Oh no!
I'm so
Alrighty.
sad about my
No,
son.
not such a good shot, I'm afraid.
Jeez.
Gemma,
This is rough.
Good Lord.
what you got for us, Gem?
I'm taking aim at the stomach and I'm just saying, get out of there! Oh shit.
Oh my! Oh,
All right, back to the top of the round.
It's a good campaign, guys. I
Octavius.
enjoyed this.
So,
Yes.
what would you like to do? First of all, DC 14 con save, please.
Yes,
Or
yes.
See if you take any more damage.
Okay. Oh, come on. It was on 19. God damn it.
change the dice again.
2 points of bludgeoning damage as it starts to try to continue to crush you. Now, what do you want to do?
2 points. Okay.
I mean, you're not being burned by stomach acids. It seems like what this thing really wants to do is kind of crush you to a pulp.
Yeah.
And then there's the little tiny Walter guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I could. Like, this is not what should be happening to a baby, so I'm gonna see if I could start pulling off or the veins, or I don't know how much movement I have, but I understand that this might kill this baby, but like this is not how it should be going down. So I'm gonna try to separate this baby from this thing, however that is needed to be done.
I keep thinking of the little brain guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Krang?
Yes. Krang.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, you could definitely pull those off, but I mean, it does look pretty obvious that the blood that's going through the baby and this thing are kind of, it'd be like ripping off an artery from a person.
Yeah, but like, this is not a life for a small baby, so that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Is I would almost be doing a mercy at this point.
No,
Okay.
Does the baby look happy? I mean, I guess.
Is it like goo goo gaga cooing all over the place?
No, it is not making any sounds. It is kind of just like.
Oh yeah, no. This needs to end. This needs to end. So
Okay.
I think even at a younger age, with all the books that I've read, this is something dark and ominous and evil and not good. So I would want it to stop.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll to hit, grabbing hold
Okay.
of a thing and yanking it off.
Yeah.
Roll a d6.
A D6. Okay. Oh, it's all black.
Dies.
It's a 5.
I don't believe you. I can't see.
It went with the white color.
Could
Here,
you get
maybe
your
just like
crayon?
this.
Could you get your old crayon
there
and
we go.
color in the numbers on there? Probably.
Yeah, it was a 5.
No, 5.
I tried to
well.
go opposite of the darker ones.
It took 5 points of damage exactly to end Walter's existence.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
So the good news is, outside, all of a sudden, this thing goes and just relaxes like a giant heart muscle that just beat its final beating, and it just goes. There's a showering of blood inside, like you literally just burst this thing's heart. And the baby is not moving anymore at all. What would you like to do now, Octavius?
I think I would maybe take it in his arms and try to get his way out, whether it be climbing back or seeing if I can cut out or just start pounding on it to show my family where I am. I think I would try to get out of there, whatever way seems most feasible
But with
in
the
that
baby,
moment.
right?
Correct.
Okay, so you're going to kind of like get the baby and just kind of like, how you like go through mud underneath the barbed wire. You're kind of elbowing it along, clutching the little baby.
Yeah.
The muscles are all loose and stuff now, so really it's more like you're kind of getting out of a sleeping bag than anything else. A very nasty, stinky, wet, smelly, unpleasant sleeping bag.
What a description.
Nonetheless.
I try and help pop them out if I can. Like, I've dug around in this thing once. It was gross.
So you'll start to see the loose hanging mouth of this thing start to wiggle and move, and it starts to like pulsate.
Lift that up and try and get him out of there.
Yes, you'll see a very kind of slimy, his hair is all wet back, slicked, as he comes sliding out holding a corpse of a little baby.
I think when I would look up and I would find Douglas, and just walk over to him, just staring down at the baby, and then just put my hands out with the baby on it and just like not having no idea what to do, and just looking up at Douglas and just putting the baby out.
Boy.
Okay, yep, there he is. He's
It's
popped
okay.
out.
I got it. I got it from here.
And there would be tears definitely welling up in his eyes right now.
I'm gonna take him in my shirt and just kind of wrap him up a little bit and just kind of cradle him.
I'll take Octavius down to the water and be like, let's get you cleaned up there, bud. Like, try and get him back to like being okay.
Ties him.
Yeah, I think he'd be in pretty big shock right now. So I think he would just nod and just be led to wherever.
And just trying to distract him, just like, hey, you still got
Okay.
Still got the wine. You got the
guys
wineskin on
kind
there?
of notice that all of the ghostly
Think we
forms
deserve a lot.
around the room all begin to kind of like dissipate and slowly fade out of existence.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Yep.
It's like, what are the ghosts doing? Okay.
Yep, they are all kind of disappearing. And
Doug,
Yes,
Oh.
yes, Seth.
is that what I think it is?
Yes, Seth.
It
I'm
was
just staring at it. Just
it was
mesmerized.
it was in there.
yes. I think this is what made that creature. I don't understand. How could anyone do this to a little baby? I don't understand. Look at him. He's so small. He didn't deserve this. Why would they do this to him?
Well, I don't know what to say. But we could put him to rest.
Of course.
He has his own coffin. We can take him up there.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna go over to the little altar. Sorry,
Okay.
Satch, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Uh,
I'm just gonna grab whatever little. You said there was a cloak here, a little blanket.
there was like a little white cloth. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap him up very, very gingerly in it, and just kind of cradle him still, just very preciously
Okay.
in my arms, and just kind of look at Seth like, okay, can we get out now?
But the big thing is slowly kind of like slides down the steps, and more like the largest part of it comes to rest in the water.
We don't have a way to anchor the crank. You know, when you let go, we let go. All
Perhaps
close.
as a family, we can carry this altar over.
Yeah, what about this? And I kind of just gesture at it but not wanting to let go of the baby. Like, can you guys move that over there, and maybe we can get out that way?
Yeah, I'm gonna
we could try.
try to move the stone slab or the altar or a part of it. Like
so
not the whole thing.
with enough of you, kind of like all working on it, it does move. I mean, it is big, it's stone, it's heavy. So it's kind of like just sliding it across the floor. But you're fairly sure with enough oomph, you'll be able to slide it down the steps and over in that direction for sure.
Yeah. We'll probably be doing that then.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, with the intent of... and then you... So I guess what you're trying to want to crank it up and then have
Push
people...
that under.
Right,
So
okay.
that we can crawl under.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
push it
assuming it's
under
tall
like on the
enough to at
side,
least-
right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can
Yeah.
get at least a 3 or 4 foot clearance to squeeze through.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do enough for everybody to kind of crawl underneath there. That won't be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it takes you a little while, but you can certainly do that.
Okay.
I'm-
While they're working on that, I'm gonna sit just next to Octavius and just kind of quietly
The dead
looking at
corpse
him
out
and the baby, and then him and the baby, and just kind of holding him.
Okay. So yeah, once. Well, Seth needs help to crank it.
Oh, he can't. Okay.
Trip would jump on that for sure.
Okay, what was Trip's strength bonus?
Oh, it's not good. It's -1.
I think there was a reason that it had to be Doug
It
and
had
Seth.
to be me. Okay, in that case,
So somebody else is going to have to hold the baby. Kick the baby.
Would you
Yeah.
mind
Yeah,
just
I'll
very
take it.
cradle the head, just make sure he doesn't.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna be holding it and just be like, perhaps we should take him to his actual mother.
And I'm going to help Seth.
All right. Okay. So yeah, you guys work on that crank. A lot of elbow grease and a lot of sweat, but eventually you get it up enough to where everybody else can kind of, Seth can probably hold it in place by himself, just kind of
Yeah.
grin and bear it, and the rest of you are able to kind of slide and wedge the altar underneath the portcullis. Doesn't give you a whole lot of room to get through it, but there is enough that everybody can kind of like squeeze between the altar and the wall and get out and back into the strange chamber with all those little weird curios. Okay. So you can all move out into that room.
Come on, Octavius. Go on.
What do you want to do now?
I think I would do due diligence here and knock over just all the curios that we see. Just
Just like knock them out of the
Destroy
alcoves?
'em,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I like that. I'll help out.
You smash all the weird and strange macabre things.
Just not to sour a foul mood, but there is still the matter of the fellow upstairs.
The other. Well, was he really a man at this point?
Oh, Gemma's wandered off.
Oh, shit.
And she's gone down a corridor that none of you guys have gone down before.
Gemma!
I'm sorry, I'm just exploring while you talk.
Yeah, maybe within eyesight.
Yeah, we need to stick together. This is very important. We have.
It's also very dark.
You were
down
fond
there.
of the buddy system there, were you not?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And for chat, if you don't know, we're using dynamic lighting, so they only see what their token sees, and that's what Gemma can see right now.
We can the exits this way, the stairs, that way.
Yes, I agree. I think we need to take the baby right away, and then if we want to explore, for whatever reason, I don't know why we would want to do that. We can, but we need to get this baby where it belongs.
And where is that exactly? I don't feel comfortable putting him to rest in the same tomb that was planned by the mother who did this to him.
That's a very good point, Trip. I think maybe we go back to his ghost mom and
Oh, the specter?
Yes,
You think she'll
The
take that well?
ghost? Yeah.
I mean, we did promise her we would find her baby, and I don't really like
Wouldn't
the
she
idea.
get really angry when she finds your
Yes.
dead baby?
Yes, I am aware that is a risk we might have to take, but I think.
But
I
you
think-
two is dead, so it might work.
I think she needs to know that he was at least not in that thing anymore. And we'll just try our best to explain, and hopefully she won't try to kill us.
I think Walter at least deserves it now.
It's what we promised, and I want to make sure we do that, right?
Right.
Might we just see what's down this corridor, though?
Yeah, just really quick. It shouldn't matter much. kind of like hustle her back, like let's look this way. For being delinquent. Oh man, this is underwhelming.
Oh.
It's just where they kept them, huh?
That's creepy.
Yeah, so in that chamber, as you kind of like scroll down and start looking through the alcoves, basically each little alcove has a set of shackles. I mean, there are bones kind of littering the floor, but there are no...
Very efficient architecture.
Okay, so right in front of where you're standing, before you just turned around there, Jem. Let's see. Oh, nope, I take it back. Nope, you're good.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I've already said that there's littered bones and stuff, so you're good.
okay. Alright, I'm satisfied.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Just
Not a great place.
Yeah, be quick to get out of this one. I don't like this at all.
I'm lost.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Octavius's hand as we walk back.
Yeah, I think we take it.
Yes.
Everyone's a little bit kind of weirded out. I don't understand why.
It was a right good dungeon, and everyone should have loved it. I don't know why
Everyone should have loved the delicious murder. That's a lovely room of death.
We're just heading back to that.
Okay.
The third.
Yeah, put yourself all in a line in that corridor and make my life easy. That'll work.
There you go.
Right there.
Oh, that quarter. Okay.
It doesn't matter which
We'll
one, as
listen
long as you're all in one place.
Get back there. Yes.
Boop. Okay. And you are going to be there, so I'll do this. All right, there you go. So you emerge up the stairs.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I gotta remember this dungeon. I think there was a shortcut over this way that took us back to that study.
Yes.
Yes.
And we've agreed taking Walter to his actual mother. Yes.
Yes.
I'll start pressing the charge and. Oh, it's dead. That's right. It's gone.
Yep. I'm just cleaning up.
Yeah, saw the Grick for a second disappear. I'm like, oh no.
Cleaning up the murder.
We never really got a look at this guy either. And
You never.
I'm
No,
not
I
really
mean,
interested
Gemma
in-
went over and touched the orb, but that was about it.
I looked at him. He looked.
It's funny because it matches the thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna basically papoose him and
Okay.
go up.
And you're all going up the ladder. Okie dokie. So you will emerge. And I'll put you where you emerge. Got everybody here. Where's the puppy hat? There it is. Alright, so you'll all be in this room. I'm not going to, just because I don't want to go ahead and hack all these off, but when you get upstairs, the wolves are not moving. Their heads are not looking at you anymore. And the fires and the torchlights are no longer lit.
Oh.
Your light is basically the torches that you're carrying, not any of the other weird ones that were kind of like magically lit before.
Seems a bit better.
And also worse in some way.
Oh, darker.
Yes.
The other thing
Seems
that you're
the magic
noticing,
is gone.
the other thing that you're noticing is that that's about the only thing that really feels different. Like the lighting doesn't seem to be there to spur you on anymore.
I see.
Everything else still feels the same.
Just as gross and spooky, but the wolves aren't looking.
That's right.
Very good.
So, third floor?
I believe so. Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so you're going up the stairs to the...
We're getting to the
Nursery.
room. Yeah. Hopefully.
Okie dokie. And... let's see, that would put you... over here first. In this chamber.
Music room on this floor. Bedroom or study? Was it a study? It was the study. Right. I'm gonna keep going up.
Okay. Yep. Up into the third floor, indeed. Let me pick you guys up. And you have fond memories of this room.
Yeah.
You know.
Ew.
Great place.
Because there was a suit of armor that
Yeah.
is laying up here.
Honestly, one of the better moments when we all thought Octavius was going to die the first time.
Likes getting snatched up by things in this place.
Leave. Spooky curse room was in there. Going in here. Yep. I'm gonna kind of wait for people to be nearby, though. I don't want to rush in here.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of maybe with a nod to everyone, just be like, all right, here we go. Laying him to rest.
So there's the corpse is in the bed here. And then through that little doorway here was where the crib was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and go in there.
Okay.
I think it's obscure.
You do not see any strange, spooky nursemaids. Last time when you went in here is what kind of triggered her to come flying out the wall at you, but
Yeah.
she's not done so this time.
I'm going to go in there. Hey, well, let me through the wall, but
Oh,
and
sorry.
basically
Let me.
just
Oh, that's right, because you closed the door, didn't you? There you go.
so that they could have their time together. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in and very gingerly rest the child's body in the
In the little crib.
crib. Yep. And
Okay.
with kind of directly work my way out the door.
Good job, Trip. Ghost? Hello?
Now, because the body was still kind of fleshy, obviously it's going to lay there and rot and decay in that crib, right? There is no... You kind of reach out, Ghost goes... doesn't seem to be any sign of strange spectral creatures floating around or anything like that.
Can we go, Doug? Guys?
Well, I just want to make sure we did the right thing. Maybe we do need to put it in his grave.
I would like to just point out that when we put the bodies of Rose and Thorns in their coffin, they were set free.
Yes, you're right, Gemma. So if we use that logic, then I think maybe that Walter needs to go too. I just really don't want to go back there again.
We could place him with the other two if his coffin is.
Did Walter have a coffin? I thought it was an empty room.
There was a crypt made out for there was a crypt made out,
but not a coffin
for him. But there was no coffin in it. No, correct.
Okay. All right. Then maybe bringing him to his brother and sister would be the right thing to do. That way they all are.
There is an empty coffin, but
alone.
it's the one that belonged to Thorn because Thorn wanted to be buried with his sister.
Right.
So you can, but there'd be room for a tiny baby in that coffin too, so you could put all three of them together if you wanted to.
Yeah. What do you think, everyone? I think that might be the best way to help him.
And who did we put here? Was that the servants?
The body of the corpse of the woman, the actual physical corpse of the woman was in that bed.
Oh. In that case, I might suggest maybe we put him with... Because we assume this is his actual mother, right?
There was mention of an illegitimate child, yes.
Yeah. Maybe if we put him, so the siblings together, they needed that, and maybe this baby needs to go with her and her corpse so that they can join together that way. What do we think?
Did she have a place cut out for her, or?
I don't think so. I know she was here and she was crying for her baby, so maybe if we put him in the bed with her now, it will help. Does anyone have a different idea?
I mean, it's closer, so
Okay, I'm gonna go back in and grab it.
Okay, you can get the little baby.
Yes. And go back over to the bed.
Okay, you can kind of
Whichever side it's not on, and then just.
Well, it's a double bed and the thing's a skeleton, so there's plenty of room. You lay the. It's kind of a weird. It's once you lay it down, it looks really disturbing because you have the very decayed corpse that is all bone in rags, and then a still baby made flesh that literally only, in a weird way, only just died, laying in the bed next to her.
I'm gonna take a little bony arm and kind of just cradle it over, but she's just kind of okay. There we go, and then just cover him with the blanket a little bit.
No, I felt like that would be more poetic. It's actually quite morbid.
It does look worse, doesn't it? I think
it
looks worse.
Maybe we should just bury them.
Hey, Father. I would like to just point out again what I had said
yes,
recently
Gemma,
about
no,
burying
I know.
in the coffin.
I think you might be right. Yeah, I'm so sorry. We were here. I thought maybe we try this before we leave, and I really don't want to go up there again.
Down there
with
again.
all of you. Yeah, I think you might be right. This isn't right, and I'm gonna.
Wait. Gore, what the architecture of the house is mostly wood, right, or is it stone? Like the walls and stuff.
Well, it's some and some.
But in like this room.
Stone.
So I'm gonna walk up and stop Douglas and we could try having a funeral pyre or something, you know.
Maybe
Again,
not in the room with his.
not in the room, and like Gemma said, I think that maybe all of the children should be together. You think because this one has been tainted somehow, it wouldn't lay to rest without that?
I mean, it looks tainted.
Well, of course, it was inside that creature.
I know, so maybe we should purge it.
I don't know. I'm kind of protectively scoop it up a little bit. I don't want to see any. I don't want to do anything else to it. I just want to put it where it should be, where he should be with his family.
Well, she's in the bed.
Right. Well, she's not here though. She's floating around somewhere. Maybe the siblings, like Gemma said, to the.
Where should her resting place be?
Do we take her too?
How many crypts were there? There were the 2 and the 2 for the family.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that is what you had downstairs was the Durst family crypt. Her being a nursemaid, clearly, and at least initially, there wasn't a place for her. Now, there are spaces down there that you could put her in if you wanted to. But it's unlikely that the Durst family made allowances for a serving girl to be buried in the family crypt. So,
how about this? We take her and Walter out of this house, bury them in the yard, name the yard, name where we bury them.
That could work too. Does anyone, Gemma, is that okay? Do you think that'll be all right?
I have my reservations about that.
I mean, this was a unhappy place for them.
I just remember how, well, as you saw earlier, Rose was a little a part of me for a while, and I could tell how much she wanted us to find Walter. That's all. They had a strong connection.
Walter should be buried with the children then.
I think so too. Octavius, do you agree, buddy? Is it?
Yes,
I think that's
I
how
believe,
it felt.
I believe that the children should be together.
Okay. I'm sorry, Seth. I just think
It's fine. I mean, might I suggest we go up and then down? Because that was closer to the crypts.
sure. Yes.
yeah, that
sure.
was that. You had the mirror
Well,
here
fuck
that had the.
Just watch out for the, there's still something roaming down there.
And there were those 2 unmarked places. Perhaps she should have one. Gesturing to the bed.
Maybe he was looking for them. We bring them downstairs.
Maybe. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay,
Um,
so y'all want to go through the secret door, up into the attic,
the
and then
attic.
down the spiral
Yeah.
stairs.
Is there a way I could bundle the bones on the bed into a blanket,
Oh, easily. Yeah.
tie it up, and carry that body
Yep.
with me? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
just take
dry
the
bones.
top sheet and put the corpse in it. I mean, let's be real. As soon as you start picking it up, it's all going to fall apart anyway. So
Yeah.
it's been there far too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd like her to have a place within the family.
Okie dokie. Well, in that case, then, let me move you guys back downstairs as you head down, and you will emerge. Where did I have you guys? Well, where are your tokens gone?
In the
There you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So you will, in fact, then come out kind of here, up by the stairwell here.
If we bury the bones, does it increase our faith level?
Hey, who knows what burying the bones might do?
we get an extra like 10 experience, you know.
Extra 1 experience point. Okay, so yeah, in here. So if you remember the top one up here. Let me scroll over for chat just a little bit. Okay. So this top one here was empty. This one here was the one that was for Walter.
Oh, okay. So Walter had a spot made up.
Yep. And then
Well, that would put the two
Thorn
of them
is in
together.
here. Or, well, that was Thorn's, but you ended up putting Rose and Thorn both in this box.
I'm gonna put who we believe to be Mother in here.
Okay. So you lay the bag of bones.
Yeah, the bag of bones. It's just what we had.
Okay. I just saw a message from you, Crispy. Did you already do it?
Yes, I just didn't want you to get concerned if I walked away.
Oh, no,
so
that's
I'm
cool.
good.
That's cool. Okay.
Skin hot.
All right, so you lay the skeletal remains of what you believe to have been Walter's biological mother into this chamber here. Okay, what do you want to do with Walter? What do you want to do with Wally?
So his was where? Sorry.
Well, this is where his was meant to be, which is where Trip just laid the bones of the mom,
Yeah.
but there is no coffin in there.
No, we want to go to. I want to find Rose's
Okay.
spot. So I'm gonna ask Gemma to kind of lead the way.
Yeah, she'll remember where that was, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna go to Trip and close the door as I do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seal
All right,
it,
you
know.
seal it up. Good deal.
Okay.
All right, and this is where the two children's bodies were.
Here we go. And I'm gonna walk in there and slowly place him in there.
Okay.
Here we go, little buddy. It's gonna be okay now. You're with your sister and your brother.
So, upon doing that, something happens to the house. All of a sudden, everything seems dustier. Everything seems older. Everything seems like to be more decayed and decrepit. Like, those of you standing in the hall, the dog seems to have perked up a little bit, but now it's like, and looking a little kind of down, and it's tucked his little nub tail between its legs again, and its ears are flopped. It's just altogether gotten a little bit weirder, and feels a lot damper and colder too.
I'm gonna turn around and look at Gemma, kind of confused. Did it help?
I feel a change. Do you mind if we leave through the trapdoor area where that statue was? I'm just curious.
Sure. Let's just get the others.
Okay, I'll make my way that way.
Okay, again, all the lights are out. The table is covered in dust now where it was not before. As you travel
this
through that
be-
chamber.
I'm just curious. Would it seem like this is like the natural state the house should have been for how long it might have been standing after the fact? Because like it was like lighting its own fires and stuff before.
It kind of feels that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we broke the curse.
Okay,
Maybe the house is gonna keep
so
coming
the
down.
statue, when you look at it, all the paint on the statues is now kind of faded and dry and cracked.
Huh.
It's like the house literally suddenly aged.
Do you believe we have cured the house of this curse? That's what I think, anyway.
Or we killed it, you know.
I was expecting maybe a little bit more. I don't want to say this to sound ungrateful, but a little more gratitude from the ghosts to kind of let us know that we had done it.
Gratitude is that they are free now. They're not trapped here.
Yeah, I just thought they would kind of float away and say like, "Thank you for saving us," you know, that kind of stuff that I've heard about.
That's silly. I've never read anything about that.
Well, I didn't read the books. I just.
Hey, can we talk about this outside, please?
I
you
still have a roaming concern about the fellow who was rummaging around earlier.
I just
Well,
want.
maybe.
Can we just go?
What if he desecrates things while we're?
I agree with Seth. I think that guy is he's going to either look for stuff or he didn't find. Maybe now he's just all crumpled up in a pile of dust. Now the house is just aged all of a sudden, so he might not even be alive anymore.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, shh. And I'm gonna listen down the hall and just see if I can hear, because it's all stone, right? So if he's fumbling around, you'd probably hear an echo of it.
Give me a perception check.
That's right, Chad. I got you here. The one person who didn't vote on me. We got a perception check, baby.
Here it comes.
As soon as I find the skills tab, and then learn how to do things. Here we go. Yeah, 13.
You can't hear anything.
Like the air's dead, huh?
The only thing you hear is Seth stomping up the stairs to the trap door. And
up to the
going
ladder.
Up the ladder. Yeah, he's not waiting. He's done.
Oh, okay.
Before the house gets any older, I guess.
I think we did it. We
Before the house gets any older, hurry up. Let's get out of here. Okay. Let me move you guys back to the other area then.
I might carry whiskey up the ladder.
Okay.
And the dog too.
And you guys.
Good one.
All right. Let me put you where you would now be.
Oh, wouldn't this be on the other floor?
Yeah, you came through the.
Oh, we went up the.
trap
I thought we
door.
went through.
Oh,
the
you went to the
trap door,
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
You meant that trapdoor.
Oh, that one. Sorry.
Okay, there. You'll be in this chamber. Yep.
How do the wolves look now?
Kind of moth-eaten, and all the fur is kind of matted, and half of it's fallen off. The taxidermy gone bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just walking to the door to leave, and then immediately going to the left to these double doors,
Okay.
and just walking out.
All right, you can
if
walk.
I'm allowed to.
Yeah. The house isn't going to keep you here. At least now.
I'm gonna take one last look at the painting on the wall and just kind of see it over.
Okay. Yep. Again, you look at the painting, you see Mr. Durst, Mrs. Durst, the two children, Rose and Thorn, and then off to the side, the nursemaid holding the baby.
I don't know if this was ever gonna set right. I'm just gonna kind of walk out the door, eyeballing everything again. I learned to play the harpsichord.
Okay.
That's something, son. So we can.
Right.
So is a silver lining.
Come
on, Octavius. Please
Octavius, don't just say he's gonna get swept. The
fire just eats him up.
Okay. Oh. You leave the house and begin to wander down the cobblestone drive towards the gates.
Suppose we just need to figure out where we are now to get home.
Sounds easy enough. You have a master tracker and his hound at our hand, right? We should be.
At least we have a road.
Yeah. At least we have a road.
Okay. We're going to take a very short break right there because it's the best time to do so. And okay, so Gemma, you go out the gates. Inside your head, you hear a familiar little sound, a familiar little voice saying, "Let me in. Let me in."
Does it sound like Rose?
It does. She's like, "You're carrying a part of me with you now. Let me in. Let me in so I can see with your eyes. Let me in."
Oh my god. Before I do that, I'm gonna think back to all the books I've read and everything I know about Arcana and see if this is something that will like take over my body and kill me or something.
Give me an Arcana roll. Knowledge Arcana.
Okay. Oh boy.
Okay, so it's possible that it's kind of possession based, but she's already been in your body once before and she didn't really control you. Mm-hmm. Also, possessions are usually not requesting. Like, if she was trying to possess you, she'd have probably would be like attacking you to try to possess your body, which she isn't doing. Okay. It's not anything you'll have encountered before, so you can't get anything really definitive to know whether this is going to be good or bad or safe or not. You really kind of got to go with what you think in your gut.
I'm going to turn around and then I go, Octavius, come here. Come here real quick.
What?
Come here. Come over here. I need to talk to you.
Okay. Yes. What's going on?
Did you see what... when we were burying the bodies earlier, Rose and Thorn, did you see what I did?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna even though he said yes, I still kind of take out the bone finger I took from Rose and pulled it out. Yeah.
Yes, it was weird and morbid and morose and I loved it.
Okay. Well, the truth of it is she asked me to take this with her so she could see the world. But something has
it's
happened.
A finger bone. It's not like even an eye socket or anything.
Something has happened that I want to see if it's happening to you or not, since you were possessed by Thorn. It seems that she is in my head, and it seems that she wants me to let her in. You know more about these things, should I?
Or would I be able to roll for something like that?
You can give me you can give me a roll.
Okay, because I think it's not so much Arcana, but more.
I would say this is more an intelligence knowledge thing for you.
Okay,
because this is more your alley.
Like history.
You could use history.
There's no knowledge.
I mean, no, knowledge would just basically be an intelligence roll, but as if you've got it'd be like an intelligence roll, but if you have proficiency with it, really.
Which I do.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, okay, I'll just roll as a history. Same thing.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah. Again, it's generally not a good thing to be possessed. But again, generally, evil spirits that try to possess you don't ask nicely.
Ask permission. Okay.
So it's kind of like,
yeah. Well, I guess more importantly, how do you feel about someone else occupying you?
Well, I guess if she doesn't, affect me too much, I don't really mind it. I find it quite fascinating, if I'm honest. But maybe just between you and me, if I let this happen and you see some odd behavior, will you do something about it?
Like kill you?
No, not like kill me, Octavius. Like somehow get her out.
Oh,
Take the
sorry.
finger bone, destroy it.
Yes. That's okay. Yes, I can do that. Just, I don't know, maybe like make a deal with them or something.
You?
Yeah, just be like, I'll let you come along as long as you like pipe down.
Let me see if I can talk to her.
Okay.
Go distract the family.
Sure. I'm just gonna start doing cartwheels.
I love how well this is happening.
We're all just
Over
standing
here?
there going,
Yeah, we're
right
just
there.
looking at you.
You're on the other
We
side of
don't-
a fence.
We don't
Yeah.
hear you, but we're just standing there like, what?
I'm over here like, look at me go.
We.
So funny.
Trip is actually going to chase after you and be like, I'm going to need my wineskin back, buddy.
You can't keep that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Gemma. I'm not paying attention to Cartwheel Boy.
Drive. Whee! Okay.
I'm gonna face this direction, and I'm gonna try to speak with the voice in my head and say,
Okay.
"Can you understand me? Do you hear me?" I'm gonna whisper it out loud.
Let me in.
What will you do?
I will see everything you see. Let me in.
Do not take over, though. I need to be able to think, to be myself. Do not do any of those things. Is that what's gonna happen?
Let me in. Please, let me in.
And
Can
then
you
Gemma
say more
dies.
words than let me in?
Let me in. Please, I want to see the world through your eyes. Let me in.
Is it work?
I'm
I'm running out of time here.
Oh,
This is quickly wearing off.
I've decided
The
to.
novelty of this.
I have decided to wait. Sorry, Rose. Not yet.
Can,
Go.
Yes.
can we leave? You know,
in. Let me in.
I'm gonna try to ignore it for a little while.
Okay.
Are we ready to hit the road, everybody?
Yep. Now that I got that out of my system, I think we're ready.
Yeah, now that Tiffy did whatever that was, which was very impressive. I
so,
just got to get those wiggles out sometimes, and I get it.
I was possessed again.
Oh, well, we don't want that. Do we need to go back?
By
I
clown.
wheeled it up. I carted it out. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Good job.
It's a good thing to know that works. That's
so I need to take it easy.
Oh, those of you that are facing the house now, from the outside, the house looks significantly more dilapidated. It no longer looks like the fine, grand manor that it once was. The mansion is a little bit lopsided. Again, it is all faded. The windows and the shutters are kind of crooked. In general, yeah. It looks like a old, abandoned house now.
I might not look it, but I don't think I could walk very far. Kind of exhausted and winded. And
Yeah. How long were we in there, really? I mean, I don't think we've eaten anything.
In actual real world time, probably 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
My tummy's gonna rumble.
And you guys haven't eaten anything since
we left the
you
office
left
of the mayor.
the inn at the
So
wedding.
my tummy's gonna rumble
So
really
it's-
loud
Y'all
now.
are probably now you've got time. Now the nerves and everything have gone. Yeah, you probably are starting to feel a little fatigued, a little tired, definitely hungry.
oh, and also severely injured.
And
Yes,
no one seems to fucking care about that. So
We
Yeah,
do,
no,
but my
it's
tummy!
It should be noted, Trip does kind of look like shit after getting belted that one time.
Yeah. I think we all have earned a good rest and
right.
some food. I think we should all just have make a little camp and recoup.
Okay.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe just not by the house, though.
Of course, as far away from this terrible
Yeah,
place as we can. Yes, agreed.
I think we should go north.
Oh, that's where we. Which way's north, though?
This way, obviously, and I'm gonna just
That's
confidently.
the way you came
Oh my
from.
god.
Yeah, I'm gonna confidently just be like, of course, it's this way, and
Okay.
Dad knows best.
Dad knows best.
Everyone,
Well, yeah.
Find some dry land, and
just a
You're
little
not-
further, Seth. If you can just hobble your way over.
I've been like this before. Trip has seen me.
Yeah, but usually the other guy's a little smaller.
Yeah, and I'm stronger usually.
Aw,
Still
come on.
feel sacked. All right, I'm gonna follow the party.
Okay. Almost instantly, you start to hear thunder in the distance, and then
Oh man.
it just
on.
starts bucketing it down.
Of course.
Well, we were all pretty dirty, so this isn't too bad, right?
Yes, I still had some intestinal fluids on me, actually.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just getting a
it's just
good,
the part where it's cold as hell.
Okay.
getting a good shower in.
You start trudging along the old road heading northwards. After about 20 minutes of traveling in that direction, you're suddenly aware of a thick fog and mist just rolling in from either side across the road. And it just starts to kind of like thicken right before you, like maybe 100 yards in front of you.
Is this the same Fields of Sorrow?
Yeah, of course it is. It's gotta be. How many fields of sorrow do you think there are?
When?
We found it.
Does anyone have that letter from before?
Yes.
Which letter is that?
Not the suicide letter to kids. The one with the guy in the one that the guy in the room had, the hidden room.
The hidden room.
Oh right. The letter from Strahd von Zarovich.
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know.
Has anybody heard of it?
Spectacular! Thanks for the resub!
I guess it troubles me because I spend a lot of time talking about nobility this and that, and poking jokes at nobility this and that, and like I'm pretty sure these two were related, kind of stuff. I've never heard of this man.
Yeah, Gore, I think you mentioned, that none of us had heard of this person, right?
You have not heard that name
Okay,
before.
that's what I thought. I've quite an extensive time into my books, and I've never heard of this name written or muttered once.
Perhaps it is a new lord in town.
He's new in town.
What are three other things about him?
Well, he's not quite alive. He can probably fly. He loves playing cards. You're gonna love this guy.
How are we going to find a shelter in that thick fog up ahead? Because that's what we're really looking for.
Yeah,
right?
and generally a lighted, bony fen is not the best place during a rainstorm to find shelter.
Perhaps we go south.
Yeah, I'm gonna look south. Is the fog closing in on all sides? Or
No,
north?
just kind of in the northern area in front of you. And it doesn't feel altogether natural, the way it kind of just rolled in off the marsh to the left and off the open plains to the right.
Maybe we should have gone south.
By the way, I don't like traveling this way.
Well, yeah, maybe this is trying to tell us we shouldn't go this way. Maybe the house is trying to help us get out.
Some days Pelorian light is
Also,
fog.
the further away from the house you got, Gemma, the
was it
quieter
below?
and quieter Rose's pleas got as well.
Oh.
To where, like, after about 10 minutes, you couldn't hear them at all.
Interesting.
So 20 minutes back south again.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Let's go.
All right. Gird your loins.
Okay. So you're all going to do a 180 and head back the other way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, surprisingly, after about that same length of time, you will be a lot wetter, but you'll get back to here, back to the Durst Manor on your left and the swamps and marshes to your right. However, you see a faint light up ahead on the road. A single black shape can be seen. Looks like it's a good ways away, but it looks like a carriage of some kind.
Oh, thank God.
And
Maybe
is
someone...
Rose's
It's like stopped on the
Okay.
road way up ahead of you.
is Rose's voice back?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Do you guys see that up there? I think I see something.
Yes.
Somebody.
Waiting for us or lost
we
like
can-
us?
Maybe we can get a ride and get out of here. Let's go say hello.
Okay. As you start walking down the road towards the carriage, you see a dark figure step down from the front of the carriage wearing a tall pointed hat, a tall kind of like top hat, and wrapped around in a big heavy cloak. You can't see any of the features, especially from this distance. He's nothing more than a silhouette against the moonlight that you can kind of see. He goes around to the side door, opens it, reaches in, picks something up, places it on the ground, and then climbs around, gets back on the top of the wagon. You hear a loud whoosh, yeah, and all of a sudden, a sudden jerking motion. The carriage just bolts off south down the road, leaving whatever it was behind.
I'm gonna run up and
Yeah.
investigate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
See what, they dropped something. We gotta let them know.
It was pretty obvious that he put it there on purpose.
I know, it's totally me being like the dad, like, hey, you got your gas door is open.
Gas door.
Gas door.
My dad would be so disappointed in me.
Too funny. Okay. As you get closer, it appears to be a wicker basket. The kind that kind of, it's oval shaped and it has two wicker flaps across the top of it, to where you'd like lift them up from either end to see what's inside.
A little picnic basket.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Watch
gonna
out
go
for bears.
I'm gonna take a look inside.
Okay.
Kind of see if I can lift it with my bow, like carefully, like.
You look down inside. There is a envelope with a red wax seal in the center of it, sitting on top of a piece of fine black silky type cloth that obviously is covering something up on the inside.
Trip, we got a note here. We got a
Pass it
note.
here, pass it here.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Here,
go ahead
don't get it too wet.
Right. And I'm gonna, under the cloak that I'm still wearing that we got from inside the house.
Okay.
Just,
Really wish I had taken it out.
yeah, just gonna pop it open and take a look.
Okay. Some very fine vellum writing paper is on the inside as you kind of like pull it out. With the rain coming down, is there any way you want to shield it?
Yeah, I'm using the rope that I got to basically just kind of...
Okay, kind of shield
Shelter
it so you can kind of look at it. Okay. Written upon it is a single sentence and a signature. It just says, "Welcome to Barovia," and it is signed Strahd von Zorovich.
And you're just gonna hear me say, "Well, he knows us."
What?
What does it say?
It says, "Welcome to Barovia" from Strahd von Zarovich. I'm gonna fold it closed and tuck it in to my coat so it doesn't get wet. And just gonna.
Is it addressed
You
to
must-
us?
He must be an elf or something. You've heard us talking about him.
But at least it's a nice welcome.
Yeah, that's nice. Maybe he's got someplace for us to sleep.
I'm gonna lift the fabric and look under it at that point when they say it's a nice welcome.
Okay. You see a gilded glass bottle containing, it's got a cork on the top of it and a label that says from the Wizard of Wine's vineyard. Probably a bottle of wine.
What year?
There is also some fresh fruit, a selection of cheeses. There is some freshly roasted chicken. Basically, it is a food hamper with a bottle of wine, like a nice welcome gift.
To keep it safe from the rain, I'm gonna fold it close and be like, a very nice welcome indeed.
I'm sorry, but didn't that letter that you read out loud back in that house basically say that he was okay with that family doing bad things?
I'm gonna be like, Gemma, you had it right.
Yes, I had it. I remember him saying you are but worms writhing in my earth. You are cursed, your fortune spent, and he's very much appreciative of how they are.
Yeah. What a nice guy.
They weren't nice people.
Yeah, they did do terrible things. I mean, this sounds like a stand-up guy, really letting them have it, telling them what for. All the kinds of things they were doing, and leaving this for us. That's so sweet.
At the very least, we might not want to make enemies with him.
Yeah, I say we go see the man and give him a good firm handshake and tell him we completed the job. We took care of things over there. I think he'll be really happy to hear that.
Do you want me to state the obvious here? If this was supposed to be a warm welcome, they would have put us in the carriage and not frantically galloped away.
Well, maybe the carriage was already full with other people he was welcoming in, and it's hard to get a ride share these days, and maybe you just thought we'd want the exercise.
I had a potential suitor as of once. I handled things very similarly. I found out later why she was very, very homely. So maybe he's
Trip,
just.
you had a girlfriend?
Oh, now that's not nice to say about a sweet girl. She was really sweet.
When I say potential, I've never really talked about this. I've never really had one, have I?
I'd like to know more.
I'd love it if you'd bring a girl home once in a while. I mean, I'm not trying to judge you, but I just love to meet these girls.
No, she was writing me letters and things, and I didn't want anything to do with it. It was just distracting. I have work to do,
Yes.
We have work to do, and I'm gonna hit Seth please get them to change the subject.
Yeah, I kind of wince and Wait, you passed up a woman for me?
Well, yeah. What's a woman gonna punch?
Oh, probably a lot of things.
Well, you if you do it right, I'm a nudge Trip with my elbow.
Seth, don't come on now. We don't talk like that. We don't.
Trip is visually uncomfortable with the conversation.
Did you smooch on her?
No, gross, ew, no.
Oh, don't be embarrassed, Trip. That's a good thing.
Did you give her a little smooch?
No, again.
I remember when me and your mother first met. We couldn't stop smooching all over each other. It was.
I don't want to hear about it.
It was man, I couldn't.
Dad,
I just.
Dad,
bro,
I miss your mother so much.
Yeah,
Stop.
bro. I'm with him. I don't want to hear this either.
I don't get any of it, honestly. None of it makes any sense to me, and I've never had any interest. Can we just leave it at that?
Okay.
I've had a girlfriend.
You have.
That's very good for you. Please don't go into detail.
Oh, Octavius.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't want to talk about it.
Tell me all about her. What's her name?
Her name's Milva.
Milva. Okay.
He's from Sidonia.
She's a model.
Oh, a model.
Yeah, she's a model.
Where does she live? This girl. How'd you meet her?
She's from far away. We met as fan pals.
Oh,
But she drew a picture of herself, and let me tell you, Joyce.
Oh, okay, Octavius. That's
He's lying.
I'm really.
No.
Gemma, we don't make assumptions like
you
that.
know that I am truly the only person who's had a relationship here.
Well,
I'm not mad.
I'm in a happy marriage. I don't know why we would say that.
You don't count. You're a dad.
I'm not a dad, and I've had many relationships.
And I don't know if those count either. To be honest, I've heard the kind of punching you do with your girls.
Can we eat this?
Hey, whoa. No. They always punch me. They always punch me.
I don't want my children hearing the weird things you do.
No, it's not like that. I mean, it's, like, oh, I'm a boxer, I'm a fighter, or whatever. I say, hey, hit me. Let me see how strong you are. Ooh, look at you. You're so strong. I mean, it's a seduction technique, I mean, make them feel strong.
At this point, Trip will have opened the fine wine and have drank half the bottle if no one stopped him.
Okay,
He will
it
be
is
doing so
indeed a
sneakily.
very, very fine vintage. I would assume that you have some knowledge of such things.
Yeah.
Yes. It's delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna eat some of the chicken then if he does that.
Okay, the chicken is cold, but fresh
I'm
and also delicious.
Yeah,
Succulent and moist.
I'm gonna grab a chicken leg, just like rip it, and say, let's just find some shelter and continue this try. I'm gonna take some bites.
The cloth, you said it was like a finer...
Yeah, it's just kind of like a large square piece of cloth that was kind of just wrapped, the food was just wrapped into kind of...
So it's not like huge or anything, because I was thinking like we could like tarp a little bit.
Oh,
with it.
no, nothing.
No, okay.
Nothing of such a size.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue walking south while I'm chewing on my chicken bone.
Okay.
Chicken leg.
Keep this fine cloth. See,
All right.
tribute.
Well, the bad weather does subside after about another 30 or so minutes. It kind of goes almost as quickly as it came, leaving you just to wander this kind of road. After a short period of time, the road kind of takes a sharp turn to the west. Like it comes to where there's like a small creek and a cliff, and then it like sharp turns so you don't go over the cliff, and starts to go eastwards.
Is there anything resembling shelter, or maybe a dry patch that the storm was like the tree trees?
By now, the marsh has given way to trees, so there are trees, thick, dense trees on both sides of the road. But other than that, no.
I periodically take out the finger bone of Rose as I get increasingly more paranoid, especially since I'm not hearing her voice anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out if I want to ditch the bone or not, but I keep putting it back. And
Okay.
every 5 minutes, I like take it back out, look at it. And
Well, she hasn't said another thing to you. Once you left the house,
Okay.
that was kind of, she hasn't spoke since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, there's a thick canopy of trees to the left and the right. In fact, the woodland is like eerily close to the sides of the road, and the trees kind of almost come up and curve above it, almost to kind of create like an archway. There is a gap to where the moon is shining down through. If you would like, you can give me, I would say, Doug.
Yes.
Other than those wolves sounding a lot closer than you've heard them recently, go ahead and give me a perception check, Doug.
Okie dokie. Wrong tab for
You're all naturey and stuff.
I sure am. Ugh.
Okay. 11. So, you're not entirely sure what, but there are definitely things moving in the trees. Like, too far back to see. But you hear some rustling back there, like things moving through the undergrowth. Just primarily because it's the sort of thing that you're kind of astute with, being a woodsy type person. Again, you've seen nothing, but you get this feeling that there are things in the woods watching you.
Is there anywhere we can rest?
Everyone, there's something in the trees. I'm gonna kind of gesture at the branches around that I heard the rustling, I guess.
It was kind of both sides and in and around, but definitely further in than the edges. Like you couldn't, you kind of squinted to look in there, but you couldn't see anything.
I think we're being stalked by something. We should definitely get out of here. It's a perfect ambush.
The torches that you had from the house is probably long burnt out by now. So, does anybody have any other forms of light sources? Not that you need it to see to walk on the road. I'm just curious to know if anybody's actually gonna emblazon or light anything up, or.
Is it still actively raining, or has it stopped?
It has stopped.
It has stopped. Okay. Nothing's really gonna be dry enough for me. I don't think I have. I think I have a little.
No, Octavius have something now that's lit up all the time.
Do you?
I have to use it.
Got it. Okay.
I have a little tinder box and a torch as part of my gear.
Yeah, so you could light up a torch.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Well, I don't know how you you can rule on it, Gore. My Crimson Rite is still active as I have not taken a short rest yet.
It is.
When it morphed into when I kind of ordered it up, does it change? Did it change, or would I have to repop it?
What would you like it to have done?
I don't want to med it. I want to leave it up to you.
No,
I'm just happy either way.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm content either way because I can justify it either way.
Yeah, okay, well then I think it would be cool after we got out of that house and we put everything to rest. I think once I snap out of my shock and I take in a little bit of what I actually did and the experience I just had, I think that reddish glow is going to kind of go into more of a light, clean, brightish glow and emanate a little more off the.
That gives you like a 20-foot radius of light, right? Which is
it's not much, but
hey, it's about what a torch would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
I'll take my sword out and hold it up, and it just shines a little brighter.
Yeah. He concentrates on the blade, and suddenly there's more illumination, and it kind of like fades out. And at 20 foot, it's enough to kind of light the trees on both sides to where you can see the tree lines clearly. Again, it's not going to penetrate into it, but it would at least let you see if there was some ominous thing about to pounce out of the woods at you.
Yeah, I'll put my sword both ways just to get a little closer look and say.
Did we know you could do that? That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yes, it's. I'm surprised.
Are you going through the change, Octavius? Is
okay.
That what this is? Like a.
I think maybe
I don't know how halflings work, so I want to be prepared.
Halflings
so
work.
Do all halflings get glowing swords?
Well, this might be their kind of puberty where they kind of, they get this little.
They get glowing swords.
Glowy. It's really interesting. I don't want to shame you.
I think maybe we should focus on the predators that are currently circling us.
Right. Sorry, I just.
Listening into the woods, like
deeper.
So now it starts to go like this a little bit.
So listening into the woods, is there like a specific place on either side where there's like definitive rustling happening?
Nothing definitive, no. It is just kind of you hear things moving either side, like periodically.
And I'm telling you, we're surrounded up there. They're all over the place.
Okay. I actually have a question, which I think I know the answer to, but just for clarification.
Sure.
When you level, you gain maximum hit points. That's not your current hit points, right? That doesn't change. You still stay as hurt as you were.
No, I would say you can. Again, this is really just whatever, but I feel like you should get the hit points that you earned. So you would have those hit points added to your
I say that
total
only because
and current hit points. Yeah,
we might get ambushed, and I have 3 hit points, so I'm kind of scared.
You've got your 6. You've got your 6.
Okay. That's good. That's a little bit of a relief.
It's the same for spell slots. If we leveled, like, the used ones are still used. But...
I would say that any new spell slots you've gained would be accessible to you.
Okay. Because in that case, I would like to drop Fairy Fire at the next moving bush sound I hear. And it'll just light up anything that's there in a 20-foot cube. I can pop it in the chat. That way you can read it. It's a fun little spell. Here it comes.
Yep.
Like it.
Each object, 20
Yeah, basically, if it's in a 20-foot cube, will get outlined. What's your color? Yeah. What color do you like?
I mean, trees are normally green and the night's already blue, so we're gonna do violet.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so you're gonna drop that. You will see several, like, birds, like big, thick black ravens, suddenly kind of like and take off flying as soon as they're aware that they're all glowing, like they're trying to fly away from themselves. Also a pretty big canine that was kind of further back in the woods, that was just kind of like riding along or kind of moving along level with you. Once it suddenly illuminates, it stops, startled, and then it breaks off into the woods further deeper and then disappears. There's those birds.
We should keep going, right, guys?
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
As quick as we can.
Is anybody who all got some of the food and stuff like that? I mean, everybody, or is there anybody that just wanted to?
I would have made sure the kids ate everything first, and then I would have had a nibble and gave Whiskey some.
Okay, yeah, Whiskey will eat some of the chicken. I mean, it's a fairly large hamper, so there was enough food to kind of fill everybody's tummies.
Okay.
Is there any of that wine left, or are you down the lot?
No, I just drank a bunch of it really fast because I wasn't enjoying the conversation. And
half of it. I seem to recall half being the operative word. So there's still half of it left, is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Probably corked it up and stowed it.
You keep traveling eastwards as the night slowly, continues to draw on. The skies have cleared a good bit. And you can see what appears to be, further down, the road starts to kind of bank up pretty steep, like you're now entering what would be some kind of like deep ravine with cliffs either side. However, what would appear to be a man-made structure is crossing the road far ahead of you. The structure itself seems to also contain 2 absolutely ginormous statues. As you kind of like look way down, that you're still a long way away, but these things are massive, so you can see them. Both of them appear to be what looks like a human form in plate mail, holding a ginormous sword, like resting on the ground, but neither one has a head. And between them is like a huge, big, arched wooden double door. Again, it's still a good distance away from you, but being that it is so large, you can make it out against the moonlight.
I'm gonna keep walking towards it.
Oh, that's civilization. That's a good sign.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I think we found it, guys. Let's go.
Once you get closer, this is what you see. As I said, it is old. Some of the wood has been, or some of the stone has kind of dropped away, and it has been replaced with like wooden palisades and stuff like that. One of the heads of the as you're kind of looking at it, the leftmost statue is laying there on the ground like some ginormous boulder at its feet. How close do you guys want to get to this thing?
All the
All
way.
the way.
Okay. Once you're up level with it, the head laying on the ground is taller than Gemma and taller than Octavius. About kind of level with Trip, and only Douglas and Seth are slightly taller than it. Kind of giving you an idea of the magnitude of the size of this thing. Also, what it must weigh might give some indication as to why this damn thing has not been moved. The huge wooden gates are slightly ajar. Not big enough that a wagon or a cart could get through, but certainly large enough that you could all just slip your way through and through the gates if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably
Think
going
we
to keep
do.
pushing on. I'm going to look at the everything and just be like, remarkable. Just absolutely.
Okay. On the other side is pretty much of the same as what you have already seen. Although the road does start to kind of head a little southwest at this point. But the towering trees whose tops are now lost in like a heavy grey mist blocks out all but a deathly grey light. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another here as well. Like the trees are growing very, very tightly. And the woods have kind of a weird, strange ambiance to them. Like, we kill these weird sounds because you're not hearing these now. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, all of the birds and all of that sort of stuff have ceased. You're not hearing any crickets. You're not hearing any of the animals, except possibly still the howls of wolves in the trees further away from you. But other than that, that's about all you really hear. You kind of get this weird feeling along with that, though. Like, while everything is very quiet, you almost feel like you're on bated breath. Like, at any moment, there should suddenly be a rupture in the silence. Like, there should be some kind of eruption coming from the trees of noise. But as much as you sit there kind of waiting in bated breath for that to happen, it never seems to. It just seems to stay quiet and dulcet. All the while feeling very kind of dark and foreboding and ominous. Like, none of you have a good feeling about these woods. Douglas, these woods don't feel like, it's not like you used to when you back home when you'd wander through the woods at night hunting and stuff like that. You knew there were dangers out there and stuff, but you knew how to keep yourself hidden, what to avoid. You just don't feel good about these woods at all.
I'm gonna relay that to the group. Just there's something wrong out here. We need to get out of here. Let's keep going.
The gates you said was slightly ajar.
Mm-hmm.
How much like head space above us is there
in
terms
30
of like
feet.
But is it like the stone structure? There's enough. Like if it started raining again, there'd be a pocket within that wouldn't get hits, or kind of not.
No, it's not wide enough, and with it being so high, the rain coming in from rain typically doesn't come straight down. It usually comes in at an angle. So, now, if you're on the right side of if you were on the right side of the door, so if the rain is kind of coming down from the east, you'd be a little bit better off on the west, and vice versa. So, I mean, you could use it as some kind of shelter.
And, I mean, I know it's not raining now, but is there enough clearing between the walls and this gate and the forest that Douglas doesn't like on both sides? Enough?
Very little. I mean, like the wall itself cuts through the trees. So
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
We could maybe try camp in here. Against backs to our door, one of these gates things.
Why don't we try to get in? See if they'll let us in. Get out of here.
Well, I mean, there's no one on either side.
Well, maybe we just need to make a ruckus. Not maybe there's like a bell or something we can ring. Call for help. I mean, if you really want to stay here, I'm telling you, there's some stuff out there that's not friendly, not right, and it's not like a normal forest. Seth, this is.
No. I get that. I mean, it's just, what if in walking we spend all night walking and are more exposed than if we were here with something on our backs? You know, I mean.
Yes, I guess you're right. All right, kids, you think you can help your old dad make a little camp here and get us settled in? Get Uncle Seth some rest. He's pretty banged up.
Well, trip two. I mean.
Well, yes, trip two. What do you think?
I wouldn't mind at all. Taking
Sure.
a minute here.
Okay. Everybody, get on in, and we'll just we'll rest here. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna start making camp.
All right. Yep.
We're going to use one of the gates as a back door, basically, to like rest, so we're facing out on one side and try to set up a little mini camp,
okay, this side or the other side? I guess is the only thing I need to know.
Which side is less creepy?
There's not really much in it, dude. They're both pretty ominous.
I figured as much.
Maybe the new side. I feel like getting away from the traumatic experience would just kind of subconsciously happen.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, we're going to be facing the Barovian lands, basically.
Okay, so the side that you're now on.
Yeah, I mean, we walked through the gate, that side.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me. You begin setting up a camp. All right. You lighting any kind of fire, or are you just going to kind of like try to just shelter down?
I think we try to light a little fire, yeah? Unless anybody has any...
Okay. Who's collecting firewood?
Trip will probably go up to the edge of the woods and just kind of like grab a couple sticks.
Yeah, I think the kids would probably know that when Dad...
Woods, but...
Yeah, when Dad needs a campfire, you go get those sticks. So...
Okay.
Well, plus I think Octavius has his little light source, so I think it makes sense for him to go out there and travel a little bit.
Okay. So Trip and Octavius, then both of you guys give me a wisdom perception check, please.
Here we go again.
Oh my goodness, boys!
Whoops.
All right.
I have expertise in it too.
I do not.
No. You guys are really looking for just the sticks, huh?
Yeah, they're like grabbing the sticks and getting back under cover as quickly as possible.
We don't want to be near it. We don't want to perceive anything. It's spooky. Get me out of there.
Okay. All right. You bring the sticks back and get your tinderbox. You already said so. First problem you got: all the sticks are soaked. It has been pissing it down with rain, real heavy.
Yeah.
Everything is wet.
Yeah. While they were doing that, I do have. Sorry. I have a rope.
Okay, that would be.
And I'm going to use that rope to get a little start of a fire going.
Okay. Give me a survival skill roll, Douglas.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. No, as long as it's a 10 or over.
Okay.
Also, the wicker basket is not particularly wet, and you'd be smart enough to know that wicker burns pretty well.
Okay. I will do that. Get the fire
It's not going to burn long, but it will kind of, sort of give you a bit of a fire. Other than that, really, you're just going to have to find drier stuff.
While we do that, I'm going to take out the short sword we found, the ornate one from the chest we got in the basement, the short sword.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Identify on it just to figure out what it is.
All right. So, just as a heads up here, and I'm going to tell you this just because. 1 second. Oh. Okay, so. Let's see. Being a wizard, you would know this, okay? And I'm pointing this out because I know that in 3.5, which you played a lot of, this is not a thing. But in 5e, it is a thing. You can, if you basically are taking a short rest, and you spend time with an item during that short rest, while you're being physical contact, at the end of that rest, utilizing your if you're like savvy with magical things and stuff like that, you can kind of identify it without the use of the spell.
Oh shit!
Potions are an exception to that rule.
Mm-hmm.
But a little taste is usually enough for a wizard to identify what a potion might do. Sometimes the item might carry a clue to what it can do and stuff like that. But you must also remember, to use many magical items in 5th edition, you have to attune them. Which means you've got to kind of make them part of you and be able to kind of understand them, and it limits the number of magical items you can have in active use at any one time. But I'm telling you that in case you don't want to burn that spell at this point and you wanted to hold on to your spell slots.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Yeah, then I would start taking. That's
you can only do one item per short rest, but that is a thing in 5e.
Cool. That's one I was most interested in, so I'll take that out and stare at it for a while.
Okay.
While everyone's doing stuff.
Now I've got to find it. Do you remember exactly which room you found it in?
Yes.
Do you recall?
It came with, let's see. It came
to
with
help
a
me find it
hairbrush.
quicker, because I've got to.
It was.
Y'all found a lot of stuff in there.
It was in the basement. It was in the basement, where like the well was.
Okay.
Creepy well.
One moment. Gotta find it.
It came with a
Yeah, it
hairbrush.
was in the chest in a room adjacent to, I think, the note room.
Yeah, the letter with how people died.
Yeah.
Right.
That one.
Um,
I think I would actually, in the same time, pull out that little yellow notebook that I got and take a look at that. But
okay. Yeah, I know where that is.
just so you're aware of my move. You know.
Yeah, I should have written it all down separately. Let's see. Oh, you're talking. Okay, you're talking about the one. You're talking about the one that was in the cultist quarters down near the well.
Yeah.
Is that the one? You also, there's a few gems and stuff like that, and that black leather eye patch with the cornelian in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the short sword. So you're going to spend your short rest examining the short sword, it is not magical. However, the edge of it is silvered.
Silver?
Silvered.
Silvered, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's a process in which they kind of interwoven silver into the steel. So it makes the sword a little less sturdy, but for whatever reason, it sure does look shiny.
Okay, got it.
And you wanted to pull out and pay attention to the book, huh? The yellow leather book?
Yeah, the little yellow book. You know,
Okay.
as long as it's not a little black book, it's safe.
It's full of weird little paragraphs, and they're all very arcane looking and weirdly written in words you don't really...
What language is it in Draconic? If it's
Basically,
in Draconic, I would know.
you know, you can start to, you know, when you initially start to read it, it doesn't make much sense, and then you start understanding what it is you're looking at. It's a spell book. It's not a book.
Ooh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna see Gemma playing with the weird sword, and I'm gonna just kind of like be like, "Hey, Gemma, hey, Gemma."
Yes.
I found something.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like nudge the book over and be like, "Found something good."
Trade, and I'm gonna hand you this short sword.
And can I like look at it and be like, "Ooh, it's shiny, actually." Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you've got a silvered short sword, so write that down. Okay, so do you want to know what spells are in this book, Gemma?
I sure do.
Okay, get your pen ready and start writing. Okay, first level spells. Disguise Self, Identify, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Protection from Evil, and Protection from Good. Second level. Dark Vision, Hold Person, Invisibility, and Magical Weapon. Those are the spells in the book. As it is an actual spell book and not scrolls, you don't have to transcribe anything. You can learn them straight out of the book. So it's like you have a second spell book now.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I'm gonna look very pleased.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys, you know, you get the little bit of warmth from your fire that lasts maybe at the most an hour. But it's about then that the rustling returns. And it seems to be more frequent. And on both sides. Like, things seem to be out there paying very particular attention to you guys and your little campfire. Again, you can't see them, but you know they're there. Something's there.
What do we do? Do we just
Your
ignore
fire is probably nothing more than a few glowing embers at this point.
I don't know. Well, Dad, what do we?
Everybody just stay calm. They're probably trying to sense whether or not we're weak. And so everybody's gonna act like we're real rested, and maybe they'll get spooked. Remember a trip when you did that one thing that made them glow? They ran away. So maybe we try that again, and they'll see that we've got cool spells and that we're too scary to fight. We're not worth the effort. It's usually how it goes in my neck of the woods. So maybe that'll work here.
Only got so much I can do that for, you know.
Okay. Gemma, do you have anything that can make creatures glow? They seem to really not like that.
just fire.
Okay, fire's good. We like fire. What about you, Octavius? Do you have anything?
But I mean, I have this, but that's it.
Hey, you're glowing, but we need them to glow.
Well,
you know?
I'm not glowing. My The sword is glowing.
Okay, well, yes, your possessions. Can you make them glow like that and spook them off?
I have one more shot of it for the day at most. But if
No.
something turns south, I need to hold.
Okay. Seth, you got, buddy?
I got nothing.
How are you feeling?
How am I feeling?
The same as you
Short
did
rest.
before.
Short rest.
I mean,
right?
you've completed a short rest, so whatever, I know usually we have a homebrew mechanic on what we do on 5e for rests.
Mhm.
So if basically you'll, after a short rest, you heal back like 20% of your hit points plus your con bonus, right?
Short rest was 5 or 10%. Long rest was the 20%.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Oh, you just did a short rest, yeah. So basically, it'd be like 10% plus your con bonus for a short rest.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, for this particular campaign, I think we will be better off using the standard rules. Because when I'm writing the entire adventure, I write it with those homebrew rules in mind. This is not written that way. It is written with the standard rules in mind, so it's logical that we use those rules.
Okay, so I want to use some of my dice.
Yeah. So basically how that works is you have a number of hit dice and you can choose to spend one or more hit dice at the end of a short rest. Up to your maximum hit dice. And then roll those for healing.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Also,
roll.
I have Song of Rest as a class feature, don't I?
You
so
may.
You revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest. So I didn't have it as a action listed, but I can read it. So yeah,
And you do have some potions still, right?
Yeah, I still have the one potion, but basically, due to my
There were 4. Has 3 been drunk?
one's been drunk. Sorry.
Okay, I was going to say it.
So we have 3
you've
left.
got 3 of them total.
But you get an additional 1d6 just for having me around and being goofy and keeping the mood up.
Oh, nice.
So anybody that needs to heal, decide how many hit dice you want to burn for this short rest.
Spending 2.
Okay.
Do we see our hit dice here?
2.
So you have to spend a hit dice to use my bonus d6 though.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Shaggy, you gain 16 plus you get a d6 on top of that.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about my affliction, my weakness? Is that a short or a long rest?
That will require a long rest.
All right.
You said it's a D6 we get from you,
Uh-huh.
Satch? Okay.
Yep.
So here's this and this.
All right.
4 and
And then I got 9.
4. Oh, nice. Okay, 8. Perfect. That's like I have 1 extra to spare there. Perfect. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm at full health.
Puts me back up to full.
Can I do the same for the dog? 'Cause I know he's hurt. I'm not.
Dog.
Yes, you can.
Yes. So I would roll.
How many hit points does the dog have, Max?
I think we said 9. Yeah.
Okay, so it probably has.
And he was down to 2.
So it probably uses
After his
d6. I'm guessing for its hit dice. No,
A D6?
at 9. Well,
I can pull it up if you.
yeah, look it up. It should say. It should say like hit
Yeah,
dice and then.
1d6.
I thought it was d6, but
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll roll one of those for him.
all right.
I'll sing a song
Oh,
for
come
the dog.
on.
And technically, the dog will get 6 as well. A d6 from
Yeah.
Satch as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
2d6?
He's considered an ally. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So you get another d6 from Satch.
there we
go.
go.
Yeah.
Satch plays with him for a little bit, and that raises his spirits.
Much better. So he's back.
Okay, so that was all in your 1 hour short rest. And that's then after that is when all this weird, the rustling starts.
I mean, Doug, I am I'm better. I still feel weak, but I'm
You rested up.
okay. I mean,
Doug preferred prop comedy. That's it.
if you want to just push on, maybe we should, or just risk it here.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. I know something in this wood isn't right, but I don't know where else to go. We need to get through there. I think that's where we need to go to meet this guy, and I don't know how to get through there.
We either walk tonight or try to survive tonight by staying here. I mean, obviously, we have to have a lookout. I mean,
Of course, I would definitely do that. I want y'all to get your rest, but I could feel the things starting to close in, and I don't really like it.
Can I check the ground for maybe like traffic and just see like if this is a frequently traveled area?
Sure, give me a survival skill roll.
I'm not very good at that, but I'm a little good at everything, so maybe. Nope.
Rolls tonight.
With all the rain and everything and all the puddles, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah. I mean, we could rest somewhere else if this is too dangerous. We could press on.
Yes, I think that might be wise. Just to get away from this. What do you all think?
The Council of Father Figures.
I'm nervous.
Either way, we'll make it through.
I'm nervous too.
That's the spirit there. That's Octavia's out here with the positive energy. I say we press on.
Okay, let's pack it up, everyone. Douse that fire out real good. We don't want to have any accidents around here. To make sure we really pour some water on it. And
we're a little limited on water, but I've been drinking a lot, and I hadn't broken the seal yet. So if you all start a little bit, I'll be right behind you.
Okay. Trip's got it, everyone. Let's move it.
I'm gonna piss out the fire on how we roll, baby.
Good job.
Custone 2, what's up, buddy? All right, so you piss out the fire. Thank you for the resub. Take your pants off at the height.
Thank you.
You pee out the fire, and then you all hoof it down the road. After about
syncopated, it was like
after about just a couple of miles, the road turns westward once again, but now it actually is cutting out of the trees, and there are open fields and plains ahead of you, although all the fields look kind of dead and dour and somewhat bland. It's also about now that, the damp air really kind of, now you're out of the trees and stuff, that kind of damp air kind of hits you, and you can kind of feel it's not really cold, but it's just, how like when you've just been soaking wet for so long, it just really starts to sink into your skin and drag you down. As you leave the trees, however, along the tree line behind you, you see several large black wolves emerge from the edge of the trees and stop. Almost like they're watching you leave across the open ground. They're significantly larger than any wolves you've ever seen before, Douglas, in the woods. And every one of them, their fur is thick, jet black, matted fur. Mostly because they're also soaking wet, but they don't break from the trees. You're not, initially you're worried that they're suddenly going to bolt out of the trees and attack you, but then you realize in your rangery ways, if they were going to attack you, they would have done it last night. They would have done it while you were in the trees where you were closed in. Here, you've got too much room to maneuver. It's just a really weird feeling as they all kind of watch you get further and further away from the woods. Once you're probably a good 300 or 400 yards clear of the trees, they all just kind of turn around and go back into the woods all by themselves, unprovoking and silent, making no noises. You will continue to walk yet several more miles. However, eventually, in the far distance, before you catch back up with the trees, there is a respite of hope, because between you and the upcoming forest, you can see what appears to be a village. Quite a large village, almost a town by Arconian standards, in the distance. And that is where we are going to wrap things up tonight.
Yeah, but here. Just get that measure. Ah, dagnabbit. Well, time for a beer. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, hello there. It's me, Christy, your D&D dad. I'm here to do all the things that a good D&D dad should do. Like mow the lawn, fix some shit, drink a beer, and of course, roll lots of 20s. And if you like all this, can you pan?
Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Christastics. And if you like D&D content, check out my podcast, New Crits on the Block. Anyway, I love you, my children.
If you're seeing this, that means that I'm back to playing Mondays on How Reroll. My handle is Satchmo on all platforms, and if you follow me, then maybe I can...
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
Nothing! Hi, is this my local zoologist? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, local zoologist. Yes, my name is Jane Ivana, and I'm looking for a snake that has a stinger. Yes. I'll hold. You don't have any? Alright, well, if you could look into it, you can contact me on Twitter at Jane on Twitch, that's with the 0. Anytime. Yeah, or you could catch me on my Twitch streams. I stream like once a week on twitch.tv/JaneIvana. Alright, I'll hold. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, local zoologist.
Hey everyone, it's the Snuggler. This year, Jane asked us to go quick on our outros, so I promise I'll go as fast as possible. You're just gonna put all my information on text on the screen, aren't you? Son of a...
Hey, twitch.tv/Shagget here, and I'm trapped in Barovia. I'm hiding in a dingy basement with some art, the art dingy basement, nothing like what you usually see on my webcam when I do streams on How Reroll. And I'm not hiding from Strahd, believe it or not. He's a pushy Dracula knockoff. He doesn't scare me, I'm not afraid of him. I'm actually hiding from Gorebad, my dungeon master. He's out to kill me. I think finally surviving in 10 campaigns in Arconis throughout his stories, he's snapped because of it. And because of that, he's out to really kill me this time. Contact me at @neb_convos on Twitter, please. Your support will help keep me alive, keep me on the run, keep my hope alive. I really need to see what happens to Radovan, Emlyn, and Alekma, and all my other characters that I've played. I really need to see what happens to them. I'm very curious. Oh shit, I messed up. I really messed up. I think he heard me. He's coming. See ya!
Hi there, I'm Gorebad, and thank you for watching How We Roll. If you'd like to keep up with us when we're not live on Twitch, you can check out our other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter at How We Roll. You can also follow our Facebook page. You can find the website at www.howweroll.com, and you can also find us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll, for an absolute ton of additional content. Also, you can follow the dmblog.com for some DM tips, world building guides, and all things D&D related. Cheers, guys. That was a long walk. Okay, they said Shagget was somewhere here, and the door to where he's hiding was a blue door. So we gotta find a blue door, blue door. Blue door, blue door. You're mine now, Shagget.